Today, we're going to be diving into some pretty hard truths. We're tackling a subject that has, frankly, broken a lot of hearts, completely emptied out savings accounts, and turned way too many people into walking ATMs. Yeah, we're talking about the bitter clash between genuine, real connection and relationships that are treated like, well, a business contract. You know, in modern dating, those lines between romance and finance, they're getting dangerously blurry. So today, we're going to unpack the harsh reality of fake love.
Okay, let's dive straight into this. I need you to be brutally honest with yourself for a second. If you completely removed your money, if you stripped away your status, your title, and took away every single material thing you could possibly give, would your partner still be sitting right there next to you? It's a heavy question, right?
So, phase one, love or business? The reality we've got to face today is that for a lot of people, modern romance has kind of mutated into an investment strategy. It's wild. You might sit there thinking you're building a life together, but in reality, they're just negotiating a contract.
So how exactly do you spot this before it's too late? Let's walk through 4 glaring symptoms of fake love. First up, they only call when they need something. You know the type. You might not hear from them for like 3 whole days, but the exact moment rent is due or their phone breaks or they have a small problem, boom, suddenly you're the absolute best person in the entire world. Second, they love your status way more than your personality. They absolutely love posting pictures with you at high-end places. But when it's just the two of you chilling, with no fancy clothes and no money to spend, suddenly they're super bored or busy. To them, you aren't really a person, you're more like a brand name. Third, everything is about spending. If you suggest just hanging out, maybe sitting and talking under a tree, they look at you like you've committed a serious crime. And fourth, they never give, they literally only take. You pay for everything, you solve all the problems, but the second you're broke or need a hand, suddenly they become extremely spiritual, right? A true person of God, telling you to just pray about it, the universe will provide, all while refusing to chip in a single dollar themselves.
Which leads us perfectly to this pretty brutal realization. You are not a partner. You are a bank account with legs. Think about it. If someone only loves you when you have resources and literally runs for the hills the minute you don't, that is not a relationship. That's a transaction. And you can bet everything you own that the moment they find someone with a slightly bigger wallet and a higher status, they're going to trade you in like last year's phone.
Now, what's really interesting here is that this is the turning point where the situation goes from kind of funny to incredibly dangerous. You might brush it off and think, hey, I don't mind, I've got money, let them enjoy it. But trust me, this is a fatal mistake. You start working like a dog, maybe borrowing money, or even doing things you definitely shouldn't be doing just to impress someone who fundamentally does not care about you. You might think you're buying love, but you are actually just buying your own slavery. You end up looking rich on the outside, but completely empty on the inside, constantly terrified of what's going to happen if the cash flow dries up.
Let's see how this destruction builds over time. Just look at this timeline. In year 1, you are totally exhausting yourself, just trying to keep their attention. Fast forward to year 5, and you're living in this constant low-level state of anxiety, knowing your wealth is basically the only glue holding the relationship together. And by year 10, wow, you've spent a decade building a life with someone who is essentially just waiting in the lobby. You invest your heart, your precious time, your resources, and when you finally have nothing left to give, poof, they're gone. Remember, time is your life, and you absolutely cannot afford to waste it on someone who's just passing through. This brings us to a really stark contrast in mindsets. See, a real partner? They're an amplifier. They push you to grow, they want you to save, and they actively want to help you build a lasting legacy. But a transactional partner actively works against your long-term success. They want you to spend everything on them right now. They definitely don't want you to save or invest. And why is that? Because if you build wealth and secure it, they can't take it. They need you to spend it on them so you remain utterly empty, which ensures that they are literally the only thing you have left. They don't actually want you to be successful, they just want you to be useful.
And here's the step-by-step destruction that inevitably follows. Step 1, you tolerate these fake people because, well, you enjoy the superficial company. It's fun for a bit. Step 2, the inevitable betrayal happens, and you start believing that everyone is just out for your money. You become incredibly bitter and deeply distrustful, which leads right into step 3. You actively push away people who genuinely love you. Because here's the thing, you spent so much time playing with fake diamonds that you become totally blind to real gold, and you end up just throwing it away.
Which brings us to the ultimate climax of this explainer, the end game. So what exactly happens when the transaction finally comes to a close?
To truly understand the consequences of transactional dating, we really need to compare the two hypothetical, yet totally inevitable, relationship outcomes for both parties involved.
And this brilliantly illustrates the divergent destinies waiting at the end of the road. On the left, we've got outcome A, the ultimate fate of the used. And on the right, outcome B, the destiny of the user. And the brutal reality here is that in a transactional relationship, absolutely no one wins. Let's break this down.
Okay, let's start with outcome A. If you're the one giving and being used, the endgame is just devastating. The day your money finishes or your status takes a hit, well, that's the day you find out who is really who. The people you funded, they will vanish like smoke. You'll look around and realize that all those favors you did, all the thousands of dollars you spent, bought you absolutely zero genuine care. You spent your life buying company, not love. And you're gonna realize that you can have all the money in the world, but without someone who truly loves you, you are basically the poorest person on earth. So the crucial point is, what happens to the person doing the using? Well, that's outcome B. If you're the one faking love for selfish interests, you might sit there thinking you're so smart, like you're winning the game. But karma is relentless. Because you built your life on manipulation, you're naturally only going to attract people just like you. The person you used? Eventually, you'll meet someone who uses you 10 times worse. You'll constantly jump from one wallet to the next, collecting things but remaining entirely empty inside. You'll grow older, the superficial stuff will fade, and everything you collected through manipulation will just vanish. You'll be left with nothing but shame, regret, and the harsh realization that you traded your dignity and your soul for a really, really bad business deal.
Let's summarize what this all means for you right now. Money will finish. Status will inevitably fade. But true love remains. Look, money is important, sure, and status is nice to have, but respect and genuine love are absolute gold. If you have resources, you've got to find someone who loves you, not just what you possess. You need someone who's going to stand by you when you're at the very peak of the mountain and hold on to you even tighter when you're dragging yourself through the valley.
I want to leave you with this final, vital question to ask yourself today. Are you building a legacy of true love, or are you just funding a bad business deal? Open your eyes. Don't trade your heart for a profit margin, and please don't let anyone turn your life into a transaction. Choose wisely, because your choice won't just determine your bank balance, it's going to determine your entire destiny. Thank you so much for joining